Hail Sithis, thanks so much for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're currently working on?
Sorry, just a quick check before we start. This isn't gonna air before the first of last seed, no?
No, no. We're pre recording for the season that
Okay,
airs
okay.
next year.
Okay. Yeah, just checking because if it is, my role could be impacted. I could be ritually sunset, and that's something I'd love to avoid. So yeah, this week I'm working on something that's a little bit unfortunate. We're working on preparing a reduction in force, a layoff, essentially. And Lucian has asked me to start drafting the documentation for what we call around here a purification. And it's a bit different here. So, you know how some companies, when they do layoffs, they offer stuff like severance, COBRA coverage, maybe like some career coaching. There's not going to be any of that, unfortunately. There is no point in outplacement support when your position is permanently closed by the will of the void.
So, what's involved in preparing a riff at the Dark Brotherhood? Is there documentation?
I mean, technically, yes, there is precedent. I have found some documentation from the previous purification. It's 3 tomes bound in what appears to be stitched skin. It's very comprehensive, but also it happened a very long time ago, so I'm not 100% sure it's all still relevant. There is a checklist in there, but it's not like step one, email staff. It's more like step one, burn the unclean ink from the printer. Lucian said, and I quote, only then may the paperwork begin. Also, I have to source someone to conduct the actual riff. It is not handled by the managers, HR, or security. Lucian wants one person, discreet, efficient, ideally somebody who is not too familiar with our internal ethics handbook or the 5 tenets.
Is that normal?
For them, yes. For me, not so much. At my last job, the riffs involved a Zoom call and an exit survey. Right now, I am conducting preliminary interviews with candidates whose only qualification is owns ceremonial blade.
And how are people responding?
Well, no one knows it's happening yet. We are under strict instructions from the unholy matron not to announce anything until the void of the shadow falls upon the sanctuary, which is actually just next Fredas.
So, why the reduction in force then? Budget? Headcount targets?
No, no, it's not the budget. Apparently, somebody in the Cheydinhal Sanctuary betrayed us. And Lucian says when that happens, the protocol is purification. But the thing is, we don't know who did it. I've been running an internal investigation for weeks now. I've pulled shift logs, spell trace reports. I've checked the poison inventory for discrepancies. Couldn't find them. So Lucian initiated the full riff.
You're saying one person messed up and everyone's being.
Relocated to the void. And the worst part? The documentation doesn't say anything about admin staff. It only references operative class personnel. I mean, I'm not technically operative. I do sometimes cover shifts for the assassins when they're sick or have to pick up their kids from daycare. But I do run contract dispatch and I do print the Black Hand pamphlets. I also know the courier who delivers them. I mean, I'm also the only person who knows how to assemble the skeletal guardian from IKEA. He comes all disarticulated and doesn't have clear labeling. If I go, no one's finishing him.
You seem nervous.
I'm not nervous. The last time this happened, they riffed 7 assassins and the entire contract sourcing team before they realized the traitor was illegal. She soul trapped another 4 people and botched a dozen separation agreements before they got to her. That thing alone landed the Brotherhood in front of the Count's Compliance Tribunal.
It sounds like things are tense. Do you think you'll be impacted?
I don't think so. I hope not. I mean, I'm not in ops, technically. And Lucian always said I was instrumental to team cohesion, which I choose to take as a compliment and not a thinly veiled threat. I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff around here, you know? I handle all onboarding, I write the contracts, I keep the We Know email alias running. I'm domain admin for Asana. Also, if we're gonna repopulate the sanctuary after the purification, someone's gonna have to source the new recruits. That's me too.
So you manage hiring and firing.
Yeah. In some organizations, that's called full life cycle talent management. Here, it's called knowing how to carry two daggers and keep a straight face during the blood oath. Plus, I just really like it here. It's cozy. People respect boundaries. You can clock out at 5 and no one calls you unless there's an actual emergency. Cheydinhal is a lovely place to live. The Night Mother, visionary leader. And Lucian, very responsive. He always attends our one-on-one meetings and actually gives constructive feedback in a way that's not mean. I've had worse jobs. I really want to stay.
Well, best of luck with the riff. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess just remember, when you're in HR, it's not really up to you. You don't decide why it happens. You just make sure the paperwork's correct. The Night Mother has been looped in. The black door remains shut. That it doesn't coincide with the engagement survey. It's not personal. It's not even strategic. It's policy. So yeah, I'm gonna finish drafting the documentation, update the org chart, and choose an executor. And then we just wait for the first of second seed. That's when Lucian starts scheduling final conversations. Fingers crossed I make it through the headcount realignment. Hail Sithis! Thank you for attending the Dark Brotherhood All Hands today. As you may be aware, the Cheydinhal Sanctuary underwent a trust-based realignment initiative earlier this week. On behalf of the company, I want to thank all impacted personnel for their contributions. Your service has been noted in both the ledger and the silence that now surrounds us. Moving forward, all non-essential meetings have been canceled. All essential meetings have also been canceled. In fact, if you're hearing this, you're likely exempt from meetings altogether. So congratulations. As for logistics, yes, the communal spaces have been cleared. And yes, we are still out of Black Soul gems. For questions, concerns, or referrals for our open positions, please direct all communication to the listener. That's it for me. Enjoy your weekend, and remember, if you're still here, you are doing great. Sithis bless, and I'll see you soon.